Hi.
My husband.
It's Noah. How's it going?
Today we're going to talk to you guys about interracial relationships, interracial pairings and marriages. I guess before we start, I should mention we've been married for 6 years. Okay, first question to Noah Roderick.
Okay.
What do you find attractive about black women?
Well, it's a... Are you sure Bonnie approved that question? Alright. That's, I don't know. I'm not really like a black girl guy. Like, it's not something that ever... I don't know, it's not like a fetish or something like that. It's just, I met you. So, I can say what I find attractive about you.
Okay, I won't stop you.
Because you're beautiful and quirky, and you are without guile, and we can be little nerdy eggheads together.
Aww.
And laugh at weird stuff.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
I would have to go...
I think that transcends race a little.
It does. Because I think you're right. I didn't exactly go out of my way looking for a white boy to be with. And I think that idea of being a fetish is something that maybe...
Yeah, well, I always say when you go out looking for a type, that's exactly what you're going to find. You're going to find a type. And that's almost never a good thing, it turns out. So
it doesn't exactly translate into love or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question.
Yes.
What have you learned about black culture after being married to me for 6 years?
Well, I learned that I have a kitchen. Still not entirely clear as to what that's supposed to mean, but I know I have one.
Okay, so clarification for black women who do hair, the kitchen is that little bit of nape part in the back that's slightly more kinky than everything else, and Noah's got it.
Kitchen, everybody.
Well, that's because he's a curly-haired boy.
Let's see. I've also learned that hair is a matter of politics for black people, which it almost never is for white people, and so that's obviously you're particularly concerned with the politics of hair. So I've learned a lot through you personally, but that sort of thing can structure the dynamics of interaction between African American females in particular.
I agree.
So
no, I think that's a perfect way to state that. On the outside, it doesn't look that important, but when you're in the skin and underneath this hair, it becomes a whole other thing that kind of rules your interactions with people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I was gonna say there isn't really anything that I've had to learn about white culture from you. Because black people have been assimilating for years.
That's true.
So I'm all caught up.
I've also learned that when you are when you're the white person, the minority around your family, for instance, it's obviously a different experience than being a black person among a lot of white people. But I've also learned that it pays just to go ahead and embrace the whiteness, embrace the Lord of the Rings, and just keep pushing that through, and somehow it's charming. I don't know.
It is. You get a pass for that. Like, oh, there's nothing we can do for him. It's cute.
Thanks.
Okay, what black stuff about me are you still trying to understand or trying to figure out?
Well, there are times when, like, you have a certain kind of interaction with somebody at a store or restaurant or whatever, and I'm completely oblivious to maybe some of the subtext going on. Whether that's, again, between you and a white person or between you and other black people. So I guess I've it's not so much about you, but what was the question again?
What about me, or no, what black stuff, and I put it in quotes,
stuff, yeah.
Are you still...
Yeah, because this is the one that I wanted to, like, dance around, because...
There's no dancing on the Motley News.
Alright, it's weak tea. So yeah, I came in close proximity to chitlins and smelled those before not eating them.
Chitterlings.
So that's one of the things I wanted to dance around, but there we are, it's out. But also, yeah, it's not so much black stuff I learned, but like oblivious white stuff I learned a lot. So, yeah.
Okay, I mean that's fair. I think, yeah.
I can't think of too many non-food related examples.
Besides chitterlings, what else do you have a problem with?
I don't have a problem with them in theory. It's, but...
this is when we find out real shit in this video.
I think it's cute the way that you smother them with hot sauce and go for it. It doesn't take away from that smell. But God bless them.
They are smelly. I think one white thing that I'm still trying to figure out, and I don't understand why it's such a huge deal. You brought it up before. Lord of the Rings. I don't get it.
I don't know.
It's mad white.
Well, I mean, actually, okay, that was something that Tolkien wanted to do, was he looked around and he saw the great Finnish epics, the Norse epics, the Greek epics, and the Aeneid, and he said England doesn't have an epic like that, and so he wanted to create. So in some ways, yeah, it is particular to a sort of English culture, which I am not at all English at all, and so so as far as it's tied to a particular culture, I wouldn't say it's white. It's tied, it's tied to English culture, which I have no affiliation with, and.
All right, I'll give you that, because I'll say, because of Noah, I have learned...
In fact, most of my ancestry is pretty anti-English.
Well, that's the thing. I've learned quite a bit about Irish culture. This young man is not only super Irish, as if you couldn't tell, but Romani Gypsy.
Aye.
Yeah, he is. And I've managed to learn quite a bit about both cultures. You're pretty... I don't know, would you say you're proficient in Gypsy or Romani?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You're an expert. You're an expert.
Well, I don't know. But, yeah, so maybe that's something you're learning about white people, is that you can be white and ethnic in certain other kinds of ways.
That is very true, because I didn't really understand Irish culture, how they were treated in America and how they were treated back home quite as much until I met him. And yeah, the Irish had it really rough.
Yeah.
It's a rough time.
Not that it's a competition.
The Oppression Olympics. I will also say that Ironically, I did not learn a whole lot about post-colonial literature until I met you. So,
Huzzah.
yeah, because he's a professor who studies other culture.
Diaspora.
Yes.
Culture? Yeah.
And you're currently teaching a post-colonial literature class.
I am indeed. We are about ready to start Wale Soyinka's Death and the King's Horseman. So.
Now, who is that and where are they from?
Wale Soyinka is a Nigerian writer, and Death of the King's Horseman it's actually a play.
Oh.
And so, yeah, it should be fun.
Cool.
I met Wale Soyinka actually one time.
Where?
He was at Knox College.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What did you say to him?
Oh, nothing. Just met him.
Oh.
I had nothing interesting to say.
Okay, I'm going to skip over this question and go right to the last one. This is our last question. What interracial couple do you look up to the most? Duh.
Anybody Michael Fassbender is currently with? I don't. No.
Colin Farrell's black girlfriend.
Pretty much any skeezy Irish guy with dating a black woman.
I'm sorry, go on.
Well, Ron and Beatrice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our former, well, not colleagues, but our mentors. From Illinois State University.
Mm-hmm.
We love them, and they're pretty...
It's like having parents in common.
I know, it does. It does feel like that.
Yeah. But they're two people who really they do their own thing, and, I don't see their relationship or union as being part of some kind of cause or anything. They're just really cool people.
They just look like they're in love.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I thought you were going to say the obvious one, David Bowie and Amon.
Oh, I thought Ron and Beatrice is the obvious one.
No, Bowie.
Bowie, yes, Bowie.
Bowie, the beautiful god walking amongst men, and Iman, the beautiful goddess walking amongst women.
Pretty freaky marriage.
They seem like they're super in love, and they're obviously doing their own separate things.
Bowie's son from a previous marriage is Zoe.
Yes.
What do you think because they have a kid, right? Emon and Bowie.
I don't know.
Would it be a variation of Bowie? This one?
Surely he's given that up. And I think that child went back to his name, Joe.
No.
His original name.
Well, then Zoe's up for grabs.
Should we do it?
All right, we've just made our biggest decision here, and
our firstborn will be named Zoe.
Has to be pronounced Zoe.
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 I think that's all we've got for you today. Thank you, Noah, for being my guest on my show.
I had a blast, an absolute blast.
Okay.
Let's do this again sometime.
We should.
Yeah.
Maybe if the viewers out there have other questions for this interracial couple, please let us know. Put your comments and questions and whatever feedback in the comment section, and I'll get back to you. Or he will. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And please don't troll us, because...
Please don't troll us.
I know I kind of sound like a... I don't know. Giddy prick or something. But, but there, I've already trolled myself, so there.
You don't troll yourself on your own video.
Inoculated myself against trolling.
I swear it doesn't work. Each troll hurts as much as the last. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.